President's news conference, he mentioned a drug that's used to treat malaria. It's called chloroquine. What can you tell us about that?
Well, chloroquine is a pretty old drug. Yeah, what he was trying to say during his daily news conference, President Trump announced that an 85-year-old malaria drug called chloroquine may be a potential treatment and preventative for coronavirus. Now, the FDA says the drug is approved for malaria, but would have to go through clinical trials before it could be used to treat coronavirus. Now, chloroquine isn't new, and its use dates back to World War II.
The data are that it doesn't attach, it inhibits the attachment of the viruses to the lung cells when you're really sick. It's a very inexpensive drug. It's generic. It's given all the time to everybody in Africa during the malaria season.
And the drug is made from the bark of a tree and has been used for years as an anti-malarial drug in Africa and, like he said, in other places. And doctors understand how it works very well, but in lab studies, it did show promise in preventing SARS, the close cousin of COVID-19. And several other countries are already testing it in those clinical trials, Jay.
We can hope. Monica, that's a bit of good news. Thank you very much. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. That's when we answer more viewer questions about the coronavirus.
Now on to your feed at 5, a much different scene at the coronavirus testing sites today. No more long lines. Brandon Simmons has been following that story today. And Brandon, it looks like yesterday's changes worked.
Yeah, those changes that they implemented definitely seem to have worked today. I went out to the sites today just to take a look around and see what was there. And surprisingly, there wasn't a whole lot, which is a good thing. Those lines are tremendously shorter than what they were the past few days that we've heard about people being turned away, people waiting for multiple hours. In fact, the Cleveland Clinic location at the W.O. Walker building, that line was a lot shorter. At times there were people there, but definitely not that hours-long wait that we were used to seeing. At one point, that line actually emptied, and it was the same over at Landerbrook where University Hospitals is conducting their tests. There, people were just driving up, and honestly, they drove straight to a tent at times when they were there. So I think the changes that they made definitely a plus in this situation.
All right, great news. Trying to figure out how to handle all of this. Brandon, the clinic has also implemented a new online screening tool. This could be a game changer. How does this work?
Yeah, just only a handful of hospitals around the country who are actually using this online tool, and this Cleveland Clinic being the first in the state to start using it. So it's really cool. You just go on there. There's an online questionnaire. So once you go to clevelandclinic.org/coronavirus, you'll be able to click on a link right in the middle of the screen that says start your screening. Once you click that link, they'll start to ask you some of the very important questions that we talk about. Have you traveled? Are you high risk? What people have you been in contact with? And once you go through that entire questionnaire, it'll spit out a result that's based on CDC guidelines, kind of letting you know whether you're low risk, medium risk, or higher risk. And at that point, they'll also give you further instructions on what you need to do next. So if you're high risk, they'll tell you that you need to contact maybe Teladoc and get a hold of your physician and find out whether or not you need one of those recommendations from a doctor to get over to one of those testing sites. So I think having that tool in place, we'll see a lot of people kind of finding out ahead of time whether they even need to be bothering doctors who are obviously busy trying to assess all of the different people who need it. Obviously, if you need it, we want you to use this tool. We want you to go see your doctor. But again, for those who are low risk, this tool may be an easy way to find out.
Mm-hmm. All right, Brandon, thanks. It really is incredible, Betsy. Like this really has none of this existed a week ago in terms of this drive-up testing, and already we're seeing through human ingenuity ways to make this process more streamlined. And also, I think the key here is we're freeing up doctors and medical personnel that need to, as Brandon said, spend their time helping people that are sick, that we know are sick. This does just that.
And so much of it is focused on the testing itself. Everybody wants to get tested. If you have a sniffly nose, you think you have it.
Sure.
The majority, and the big majority of the tests are coming back negative.
That is exactly right.
So it's only 119 cases in the state confirmed as of today.
And we know there have been thousands tested.
Exactly.
All right, one of the really troubling things that we have seen since the outbreak is people trying to price gouge for hard-to-find items and just outright scamming people. From toilet paper to hand sanitizers to face masks, the Ohio Attorney General's office has received more than 150 complaints of price gouging this month alone. 3 News investigator Rachel Polanski talked exclusively with AG Dave Yost, and she asked him why Ohio doesn't have a law specifically outlawing price gouging.
We don't have a price gouging law in Ohio because we believe in free markets, but free markets don't include the idea of holding toilet paper hostage. We're working on law right now. When you called, I was working on the text of it to send to the legislature next week.
All right, you heard that right. During their phone call, AG Yost said for the first time a bill is in the works. So this is news, one that he calls a first of its kind in the nation that won't rely on price controls.
Very important stuff there. Well, more relief could be coming to some people with student loans. Ohio Senator Sharon Brown and other Democrats are pushing to end student loan payments until the end of the coronavirus emergency. This proposal requires Congress to authorize the U.S. Department of Education to make monthly student loan payments for borrowers who have a federal student loan. President Trump announced yesterday that he would waive interest on federal student loans. There's so much focus on the student loans right now.
Sure.
And I think a lot of people are carrying that, throughout the workforce. So if you can just take that one burden off, now you're kind of freeing up some extra cash to go into the economy.
We're also hearing about potential checks that the government will be sending out to help all of us get through this very tough time. So again, to your point, every little bit of relief we can offer, it does help everybody sort of breathe a sigh of relief and let them know we're going to get through this. We will get to the light on the other side. It's just going to be a rough go for a while. Okay, let's check in with Russ Mitchell for other stories making headlines. He is standing by now at the news desk. Hi, Russ.
Hey, Jay and Betsy. Good afternoon, and good afternoon to you at home. Whitmer Village Police issued a warning about a new scam. They're getting reports of people going door to door offering coronavirus testing. Police say this is a scam and no one is authorized to do this. Contact Whitmer Police if anyone approaches you. A Mentor school is working to help students learn at home. Crews at Hopkins Elementary are disinfecting supplies that are sent home to kids. School administrators have been working for days to help students better navigate through what they're calling online distance learning. And social distancing has shut down the Holden Arboretum. Today, the grounds in Kirtland closed to staff and the general public. The Cleveland Botanical Garden also remains closed. And as you both said, this too shall pass. We will get through this, but right now, this is nuts.
It is.
It really is. And the Holden Arboretum was sort of
the
this
go-to
sanctuary.
place for so many people.
It really was.
Right.
Now, we know there are many other places outdoors that people can go, but that is among the most beautiful in Northeast Ohio. So we hope that you can find your safe place outside and enjoy nature. It's getting to be that time of year. Russ, thanks. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Well, if this video of thousands of spring breakers packing Florida beaches doesn't make you just a little angry, I'm guessing these next two sound clips will do the trick.
If I get corona, I get corona. At the end of the day, I'm not going to let it stop me from partying.
Wow. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis refused to close the state's beaches. So now community by community, officials there are taking action on their own. They're shutting down the crowds. Beaches in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Naples, and now Tampa have all moved to close the beaches. But oddly, and this is a stunner, one of the state's most popular beaches, Clearwater Beach, will remain open until next Monday. I need someone way smarter than me to tell me why that is the case. It angers me.
It's just the attitude that they're putting out there. They're flaunting it. We're young and nothing's going to take us down and we're just here to party and blah, blah, blah. That's great. One of the other sound bites I heard is some kids saying, oh, well, we met some friends at our little Airbnb and now we're all just partying together. And I'm like, there's just so much nastiness that could come out of that situation.
There's a lot of tone deafness going on. But you know what, Betsy? Once upon a time, you and I were in a similar place. I would like to think that I would have done the right thing, but I don't know.
My parents,
when you're 20 or 21.
My parents would have put the hammer down.
Mine would have too.
You're going nowhere.
You know what? That's a great point because I was talking with my wife last night and she had brought up the point. She's like, where are these kids' parents? Parents are supposed to help save kids from themselves.
Right.
Government is supposed to help save us from ourselves.
Even after you're 18.
Well, it happens.
Sometimes, especially after your 18th.
Some of us needed it past our 18th birthday.
Certainly. So thanks again, Mom and Dad. All right, in just a few minutes, our health correspondent Monica Robbins joins us from our Health Hub. That's where we have the experts in-house to answer your questions about the coronavirus.
And Stephanie Haney has joined the work from home forces. She's up next to tell us what's clicking in Cleveland.
Hi Jay, hi Betsy, everyone watching, welcome to my home. I took a page from Matt Wentz's book. I've got the whole What's New crew here with me. Coming up, we'll tell you how Cleveland Browns...
Well, thanks a lot, Stephanie. And we have spring-like conditions setting in across northern Ohio tonight, but we've also got a severe weather threat building off to our west. We'll time this out and take your forecast through the weekend coming up after the break.
Three News is dedicated to answering your questions about the coronavirus. With that in mind, we remind you, you can text your questions 216-344-3300. Text, please don't call. Text.
Well, senior
Please.
health correspondent Monica Robbins is in charge of our Health Hub. Monica, it's your turn, girlfriend.
Hey, thank you so much. I have Lorain County Health Commissioner Dave Koval with me. We are getting inundated with viewer questions, and some of them are, they're very, very personal, and some of them are, everybody needs to know. So here's one of them. Are there any foods or vitamin supplements that can help fight this virus?
Well, if you think about your immune system is really helped if you have lots of fruits and vegetables, so that's probably the best thing. You also may already take a multivitamin, or your doctor may have something where they have you taking, and that's fine. But be careful, because out on the internet there's lots of claims that they can get rid of coronavirus with some magic elixir that they're selling. So really, fresh fruits and vegetables, and consult your doctor if you want to use something
We've
else.
already seen some famous people getting sued for those things too, haven't we?
Yeah, we have, and it is shameless, but unfortunately it happens every time there's a problem like this.
Okay, all right. Question number 2. If you've had symptoms but are now over them, can you still get tested? And how do you know when you can leave your house?
Well, if you've had symptoms and you no longer do, there's no real reason to get tested, really. But I think the important piece is the CDC has given out some guidance on if you have symptoms and then you're symptom free, after 3 days, you actually will no longer be shedding the virus, and so you're okay to leave your house.
Oh, that's good. And so then you're free. Can dogs get the coronavirus?
There's no evidence that dogs can get the coronavirus, and it's important to remember that it doesn't move from animals to humans, in that way. But, if you were to sneeze all over your dog or something like that, and the next person's petting the dog, that could be an issue. But really, it's really not a disease that moves from humans to animals.
I know you guys have, 6 cases now in Lorain County?
We just had our 7th, actually.
Seven
Yep.
cases in Lorain County. So
Yep.
I'm sure you guys are really busy. What are the big questions you're getting in Lorain County?
Well, some of it is, should I get tested? And so we've been encouraging people that the important piece is if you have minor symptoms, assume you have it, because we know it's in the community, and stay home. Stay home when you're sick. Wash your hands, cover your cough. Try not to spread it to anybody else. And the other piece is the reason that we don't want you to rush out and get tested if you have minor symptoms or if you're asymptomatic is because we need those tests for the people who are more severe, and those folks really need to be able to get tested when they need to.
And even if you do have minor symptoms, they're just going to tell you to stay home for 14 days anyway.
Right. They're going to treat you the same way whether if you have minor symptoms, whether you test positive or you don't, they're going to say, go home and take care of it.
You're hearing, as well as I am, about all these potential therapies that are coming out. What's your take on those, and what do we have to keep in mind when we keep hearing about these new things?
Well, it's important to remember it takes time to develop a new FDA-approved way to deal with it, whether it's a vaccine or whatever it might be. And so it's going to take some more time. So the number one message is cover your cough, wash your hands, and stay home when you're sick.
How long do you think this is going to last?
I think we're not at the end by any means. So I would suggest to you that we have quite a few weeks left before this really moves through the community. So I wouldn't anticipate it's going to be in the next few weeks.
Do you expect us to get shut down even further? Do you think more?
Well, I think the governor said it best when he said, if you're going to close schools after we get the virus, let's close them before so to stop spreading. And really, the strategy is all about slow down the virus for those people who are going to have more mild symptoms so they don't spread it to our more vulnerable population. That's what this is really all about. And so I can't say enough, help your neighbor. If your neighbor's at home and is an older adult and needs someone to go to the store for them, volunteer. This is really an opportunity to help our neighborhood stay safe.
Great ideas. All right, thanks, Dave. Back to you guys.
All right, thanks so much, Monica. Certainly some great information coming there. There's plenty more information to come. We're also keeping an eye on the forecast because we could get some rumblers coming through here. Matt Wentz continues his physical distancing. We're still being quite social as you are at home and your little remote studio there. So what about this threat for severe weather?
Well, I'll tell you what, Betsy, we're looking at the threat mainly off to the west overnight tonight, and then it's really tomorrow morning, maybe the early morning hours that we have to start to watch this. But temperatures, they're going to start to go up. We're seeing that warming hour by hour. You can see on the temperature map right now, we've got upper 50s down to the south. Still cool as you get up towards the lakefront, though. Areas immediately on the lakeshore still in the 40s. But look at the warmth down to the south. We've got 71 right now, Louisville, 61 Pittsburgh. All of this is northbound, and temperatures overnight tonight are going to continue to rise. We've also got humidity. This is dew points. You can see all the humidity. When we get numbers in the 60s, that's that summertime feel. We're actually going to become humid tonight, really for the first time all season so far. So here's the system that's driving everything. We've got a blizzard on the backside. The warm sector, as we like to call it, is heading northward, and that comes with some showers and thunderstorms and also a severe weather threat. You can see most of it off to the west, but this has to shift through Ohio tonight and tomorrow morning. So we could get some gusty thunderstorms, perhaps some damaging winds with some of them as we go through tomorrow. But right now, the clouds continue to thicken up. You can see the rain now approaching areas near Mansfield and down towards Holmes County as well. That will overspread the area tonight. Look at temperatures. We're up to 65 degrees by 3 a.m. Showers and thunderstorms expected overnight tonight. It's also going to become windy as well. And all this as we go hour by hour through your National Design Mart forecast, going to be driven by that cold front off to our west. We'll start you out tomorrow morning. We're still in the upper upper 60s tomorrow morning out the door. I think a couple dry hours in there, but here comes our front. It will likely trigger some showers and storms around midday, and then we'll see a line eventually develop. That could have some strong winds with it, but once that moves through, look at our temps. 68 Dover, New Philly, 49 in Sandusky at 2 o'clock. So once we get beyond the lunchtime hour, that's when we have that driving wind out of the northwest, really helping to cool things down. And if you've got Friday evening plans, it's going to be more like near freezing and windy as well. What a change in our atmosphere here over the next couple days, and the model even depicting perhaps some snow flurries around Saturday morning. What a difference. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. There you go. 60s and falling tomorrow. A cool but dry weekend, and then some scattered rain chances as we go on into next week. Jay and Betsy.
It's crazy, from the 60s down to the high 20s. Matt, thank you very much. Betsy, I want to take just a second to give a shout out to some of our tech folks here.
Oh my gosh.
Chris Coons, Adam Kenyon. There are too many to name. I don't want to leave anybody out. All of them. We have essentially turned Matt's home and Stephanie's home and all of our reporters'
Sarah
homes
Shookman's home
into makeshift
Brandon's.
studios,
Yep.
and it looks and sounds great, all in an effort to try to practice this physical distancing, trying to do our part to make sure we're doing what we can to keep the spread.
And you know, it's interesting.
down.
It's all technology driven. We used to have
amazing.
satellite trucks and crews. Then it went to a live truck, which is still.
It's all on a phone
They're doing
now.
live shots on live phones now.
Yeah, and
It's
I just
crazy.
want to take a second to shout them out,
Yeah.
because I know they've been working overtime trying to get everybody set up at home. Guys, it looks great. Keep up the great work. Ahead on What's New. What Baker Mayfield and his wife Emily are doing to help those affected hard by the coronavirus. As we continue practicing our physical distancing, Stephanie Haney now has a makeshift news studio in her living room. Pretty cool. Stephanie, what's clicking today in Cleveland?
Hello again, you guys, from my little pop-up studio here. You know, one of the great things that's come out of all of this is we're really seeing people step up in a big way, and that includes our Cleveland Browns quarterback Baker Mayfield and our 3 News special correspondent Emily Mayfield. They shared this message today.
So it's time for us to all rally together and show everyone how we can come together for our fellow Clevelanders.
There's so many great people in Cleveland, so many great organizations. One that we're familiar with is the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. You know, $1, $5, $10 goes a long way. Whatever you do, we will match that. So please help out.
Fighting hunger is a cause that's obviously close to the Mayfield's hearts. If you remember, Emily and Baker hosted the Feed the Need event at Town Hall in Ohio City this year around the Christmas holiday. Now they are matching up to $50,000 in donations to the Greater Cleveland Food Bank. And you can find details on how to be a part of that if you'd like to contribute on WKYC.com and in our WKYC app. Speaking of Christmas, moving on to our next topic. People wait for this all year long. Yes, I am talking about Hallmark Christmas movies, and that wait just got a lot shorter. Starting on Friday, we get to see 27 of Hallmark's Countdown to Christmas holiday movies. We are going to start with Candace Cameron Burr's A Christmas Detour to kick things off at noon on Friday. And then that goes all the way through Sunday with the very last movie starting at 6 p.m. We're going to end with Christmas in Rome starring Lacey Chabert. Pretty cool way that Hallmark is really stepping up here. You know, people have been looking for this kind of good, feel-good content. We've obviously got some free time on our hands, so they stepped up to the plate. And we've got the full lineup on WKYC.com and our WKYC app.
All right, Steph, thanks. We talked yesterday that people are putting Christmas lights up because they put us in a good mood. They make us feel happy. But now the Christmas movies, I don't know how I feel about that yet.
Yeah,
I'm not quite sure.
I think that's a little extreme, but you know, there's people who love their Christmas movies and they binge watch Hallmark Channel like from October to February.
Yeah, that's a bit much for me. Like the month of December, I'm all in on Christmas as much as anybody. I just don't know how that's going to play for me in March.
Now that it's almost spring. Spring is what? 6 hours away?
Yeah, it's close.
6.5.
I find that there is a channel that is airing old baseball games.
Yeah.
Watching those brings me happiness.
Okay, you watch that, I'll watch Hallmark, because that sounds pretty snoozy to me.
That's a deal. I'm watching games from 30 years ago, and I remember, and I know what's going to happen next. It's insane.
Are you betting on the games?
I wish I could. All right, here's what we're working on for the second half hour of What's New. Monica Robbins talked to an expert today on how we can actually build up our immunity system that might actually give us a better chance of fighting off the virus. You don't want to miss that. That's big.
And with all of the food deliveries being made, we have tips on how to keep your food as safe as possible. We're having something delivered to the station, just saying. And we wanted to do a story on home beer deliveries, too. I knew the perfect guy for the assignment, Mike Polk Jr. We'll see you after the break.
I'm here.
Now, live from WKYC Studios, this is What's New.
Welcome back, everybody, to What's New. I'm Betsy Kling, along with Jay Crawford.
We are looking out for any kind of positive story that we can find in Northeast Ohio, something to give us a little break, make us smile during what's really otherwise been a real uncertain time.
Challenging.
We have a good one for you today. With visitors prohibited from nursing homes and assisted care facilities, some are finding a creative way to help cheer up those inside. Listen to this. All right, beautiful voice there. This was at the Breckenridge Assisted Living over in, I believe it was Willoughby today. And the good news is that this is going to be continuing. They're going to be there again tomorrow at 2 o'clock. I love the shot of the woman applauding. Yeah. At the end of this, the performers all lined up and they sang Amazing Grace.
Aw, that is so cool. And I mean, how nice for the residents to get to see some fresh faces, because I'm sure they are getting a little bit on each other's nerves by now. And just
to be
to
entertained, too. You know, to hear the young people singing.
It's nice to know people care, and they're going to come out and support you. I think that's fantastic. And also little people, meaning my kids, my tiny humans, cranking up the arts and crafts.
I bet they are.
We can take them in and drop them off, and then after a while they'll get to post those there, so that's always fun. All right, well, all of us could be getting money from the government. Now I have your attention. Under the president's plan, it includes adults getting $1,000 to $500 for kids. Congress still has to pass this. And now it's time to check on what else is making headlines at the bottom of this hour. Russ, try and top that.
Beat that
money
one,
for
Russ.
everybody.
I give up. I will give it a try here. Some important news to tell you about just came in. If you were planning to get a coronavirus test tomorrow, you were out of luck at UH. The Landerbrook testing facility in Mayfield Heights will be closed tomorrow because of bad weather. It will open back up again this weekend from 11 until 7. Again, this is only for the University Hospital's Landerbrook location. Unemployment in Ohio is soaring, up 2,500%. That is because of all those state-mandated closures of businesses like restaurants and hair salons. For the 1 week wait, the 1 week wait for unemployment has been waived online, but staffing has been increased to handle the load. Old Navy, Gap, Banana Republic, and Athleta. Is that right, Betsy? Athleta? Thank you. Haven't shopped there in a while. The latest retailers to temporarily close their doors due to the coronavirus. Executives say they'll continue to pay and offer benefits to employees. You can still shop at Old Navy online. Okay, here is some good news. Gas prices are down. Perhaps you noticed this, but you haven't seen this. A BP station in Kentucky dropped its price to 99 cents a gallon today.
Yep.
It is the first in the country to drop prices that low. This is a price that has not been seen in some 18 years.
Of course they drop it, because we can't go anywhere.
Well,
so just let that gas go down.
That's a good point. Yes.
I want to do the math and figure out if I drive down there to get a fill up, will it
in
still
London,
be,
Kentucky?
Yeah, because then I'll be probably out of gas.
Pack some cans.
I don't need a calculator for that. But wow, lucky for them.
If you take that tanker you have in your garage, maybe that'll
yeah, right. Yeah. I like to fill up my gas tanker truck.
Right.
I'll take 1,000 gallons, please. Russ, thanks.
Thank you.
We'll see you at 6. Time now for today's Pop Break with Stephanie Haney.
Well, some celebrities are sharing their new normals.
The Bachelor's Hannah Brown and Tyler Cameron continue to raise eyebrows in Florida, this time for getting too close on TikTok. While talking with the Morning Toast host Claudia Oshry on Instagram Live, Bachelor Nation fan favorite Nick Viall took a shot, saying, "Stay home and stop doing videos with groups of people in the pool. Physical distancing, people." Ellen DeGeneres has that part down. While at home, she's calling all sorts of her famous friends, including John Legend and Chrissy Teigen, to pass the time, and it sounds like she's getting desperate.
I wish I had kids right now. I'm so bored.
Just another day in our new normal. Wonder Woman, Gal Gadot, and several other self-quarantined Hollywood stars have come together from afar, singing John Legend's Imagine. Imagine there's no heaven. Easy if you try. What a beautiful reminder that we really are all in this together. And with Jimmy Fallon hosting The Tonight Show from home, this was bound to happen. Cameos from the kids.
Put your hands through.
That's gonna be a funny video.
Is it really?
Yeah.
We are loving this group effort. Petition to change it to The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon and family, anyone?
I don't think Jimmy thinks that's going to be a funny video.
Cute. Oh man, my favorite part about all of this is all the at-home, really getting to sort of see everybody's vibe and the kids at home. Like when we see Matt and Wince's kids, I just love it.
Absolutely. I know, it is fun. It is very fun. Well, we could take a look inside Stephanie's house, too.
Where's the dog?
Yeah, where's Pooch?
Winston will be making a cameo. We stuck with daycare today because we weren't sure how it was going to go on day one, but you will see Harry Winston the Puggle, I promise you.
We need Harry Winston. We'd appreciate it. Thank you so much, Stephanie.
Yes.
Up next, food deliveries are happening, but
yes, they
what
are.
about beer deliveries?
Yeah, that's happening.
Mike Polk has been hard at work on this story all day long.
I have to go see if our delivery has arrived. Not of beer, though. And Matt has been keeping a very close eye on the weather.
Well, thanks a lot, Jay and Betsy. Another day from home and another day with the kids. We'll see what they're up to. We've also got another night of some rain moving in. Flooding is going to be a possibility as well as some storms. We'll detail the latest timeline coming up.
With cases of the coronavirus rising rapidly, many are wondering what else besides practicing healthy hygiene can we do to lessen our chances of getting sick. Monica Robbins spoke to an expert about that earlier today, and she joins us now from the newsroom. Hello, Monica.
Hi, guys. Yeah, we always go to Dr. Mike when we want to know these things, and we know that this outbreak is causing a lot of stress in many of you. And sure, we want you to eat healthy and get some fresh air if you can, but actually managing your stress can be a lot easier than just telling you to do yoga. Just breathe.
It is doing something routine that diverts your attention. So exercise is one. You put your finger on your belly button and just concentrate on breathing and which way your belly button moves. As you take a deep breath in, your belly button should move out. As you breathe out, your belly button should move in. And instead of doing anything, you just focus, it's my finger moving out or in. Even works when you're driving and someone cuts you off. Much better thing to do with your finger than you might otherwise do with it. But it is a easy way of taking a breath in and out, and you can keep your eyes open. Guided imagery, meditation, a lot of the other if you will, progressive muscle relaxation. There are 12 different techniques you can use for routine stress management, because it isn't the event that is stressful, it's your response to it.
And we know your diet has a lot to do with your immunity, so fill your plate with flavor and nutrients.
There are a lot of things that boost immunity. So vitamin D is one of those that's reported to boost immunity. Curcumin is reported to boost it. You want more fruits and vegetables on your plate. That's tough at this time, so we aren't going out for fresh fruits and vegetables. So use the frozen ones. They usually have as much nutrients as the fresh ones. If you can't get those, you do want to make sure you take a multivitamin morning and night.
And I know there's a lot on everybody's mind, but please make your health a priority, because if you can't take care of yourself, you can't care for anybody else.
Boy, that is so true. And it's amazing advice. Betsy and I have been practicing that.
We're just sitting
pushing
there
out,
with our hands on our belly buttons.
You know, and it really helps
works.
with road rage, too. I can tell you that for a fact.
I loved his line about it. It gives you something else to do with your finger than you might otherwise be doing with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And Monica, you'll appreciate this. So I said, that's a great point. It's not the event. I've always felt this. It's not the event. It's the way you respond to it.
No,
I looked at Betsy. She goes, no, it's the event.
Yeah.
Well, there are things you can control. There are things you can't control.
Right.
Focus on what you can.
Your reaction to it.
Yes.
Brilliant.
If the event didn't happen, I'd be in better control. Just saying.
Monica, thank you. That's great advice. It really is.
Well, restaurants and bars have been closed to in-house eating and drinking since Sunday night. But we know it's taking quite a toll on our local hospitality community.
That includes our local breweries, and we have many. But if you're already missing your favorite pint, you just may be in luck, as many craft breweries are now offering delivery. Our Mike Polk just had to check this out for himself.
Greetings, everyone. It's me, housebound correspondent Mike Polk Jr., here at my humble home on the near west side of Cleveland. It's just a few days into this quarantine, and I am already embarrassingly out of beer. If you're like me, you don't want to run to the store because of social distancing, and you don't want to get stuck for hours in line behind people fighting over the last package of napkins because they're out of toilet paper. Well, fear not, thirsty Clevelanders, because your salvation has arrived. Many local breweries, as it turns out, are doing home beer delivery right now. Here's my first order. Fatheads? Oh, thank you so much. If you could just put it there on the safety table. How's it going for Fatheads? You guys busy?
Going well, yeah. It's our second day, so we're excited. We're figuring out all the kinks, but we're having some fun with it.
In lieu of a tip, you'll notice I put a promotional headshot there. That's signed. You're welcome. Thank you for your service. Bye now. This is obviously a great way to both support local businesses and address a critical need within your household. Oh, here's my other order. Hey, Great Lakes. If you could just put that on the table there, that'd be great.
Got it.
Thank you so much. How's it going out there?
Good. We just announced that we're going to be doing deliveries today, food and beer. So just go on our website if anyone's interested.
It's a promo shot there. That's your tip.
Oh, great.
Enjoy that.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you for your service. Look, there's plenty of stuff to worry about right now. Procuring beer shouldn't have to be one of them. That's why, as a public service, we put on Channel 3's website an impressive list of local breweries that deliver beer right to your home. After all, just because we're in a bad situation right now doesn't mean we have to live like a bunch of savages. Hang in there, folks, and cheers.
Oh, that is priceless.
So just so anybody knows, if Mike Polk continues to tip with promotional pictures, I will personally post his address on my Twitter feed so that all those stockpiling toilet paper will know how to get rid of that toilet paper after all this is
Send
done.
it to Mike's place. Thank you again, Mike Polk, for being that comedic diversion that I think we all need.
But please do seriously tip the folks doing
Mike,
the deliveries.
You're not helping
Tip
the
them
economy
well.
tipping with promo shots.
He tipped anyway.
I'm
trust
sure
me.
he did.
He knows the whole service industry. Well, we're doing weather a little differently, of course. You may have heard. Now you're outside the house. Good for you. How are the kids? We need to check up on Emmy and River. Oh, there's River.
Yep.
There he is. Hi, buddy.
We were heading out earlier, and hey, River, say hi. We were heading out earlier today, Betsy. You would appreciate this one. And we were ready to go. We had an appointment to get to. River went in this mud puddle here and literally fell backwards.
Oh, no.
And we were about, 15 minutes late to our appointment? That's okay. We fall. It's all right.
Accidents happen.
Yeah, so we're getting muddy out here today. It happens. It happens to adults, too. So you want to help me do the forecast? Yeah. All right, let's do the forecast. Okay, it's getting warmer outside. That's why we've moved it outside. Everyone get out because we've got temperatures that are now up into the upper 50s near the lake. So we've lost any lake cooling that we've had. Everyone else is going to continue to warm over the next couple hours. And look at the warmth we're tapping into. 71 Louisville right now, almost 80 in Nashville. We're going to head up into the mid-60s overnight tonight. And it's going to become a little bit more humid as well. You can see the humidity building down to our south as indicated by those dew points in the 60s. We've got an almost summer-like night tonight. It's all courtesy of this big storm system. We've got blizzard conditions on the western side of it for areas of Denver and the Colorado Rockies, and just a slew of rainfall for us. But once that warm front goes through, we run the risk of some gustier thunderstorms, especially overnight tonight and then again tomorrow morning before the front passes. But for tonight, the initial rain here is not severe. It's just another good dousing of rain that's going to come through. We've got some rivers that are in flood stage right now, so that's not going to help the problem tonight. And that rain will be with us overnight tonight. But look at temperatures up into the mid, even upper 60s overnight. And that's more reminiscent of what we'd expect in June and July around here. So your National Design Mart forecast as we go hour by hour, you can see the scattering of the showers and thunderstorms tomorrow morning. That front will pass by about midday. So up until about lunchtime, we're going to have the warmth and humidity with us. But look what happens at lunchtime. We get a line of showers and thunderstorms out in advance of that front. Some of those could have very gusty winds with it. And then we're down into the 30s and 40s the rest of the day. A much, much different scene tomorrow night versus tomorrow morning. And then Saturday, we've got a cold day in store with the wind off the lake. Universal Windows Direct 7-day forecast. There's tomorrow's activity. May have a couple stronger thunderstorms with that tonight, tomorrow, and then a cooler weekend ahead with recovering temperatures next week. So you guys having fun? We're digging up the yard. The yard that Daddy planted, we're digging up. That's okay.
It's all good, Matt. We got it. I think this is awesome. People have just responded. They're so excited to see your family, and we're getting to know Emmy and River just a little bit more. And, of course, your whole family. We still haven't seen much of the cat or Steph, but, you know, I'm glad you're getting some fresh air. It's all good. Thanks so much, Matt.
It's nice outside. We'll get them in next week.
Okay, sounds good. Well, since all the restaurants and bars are closed to in-house seating, many of them are relying on you to order out and keep their businesses afloat. Some of you are concerned about that with the coronavirus. When the deliveries are made, there could be some viral transfer. Well, Dave Covell is back from the Lorain County Public Health Department. Now, when you do order out, obviously there is someone who is putting your order together for you. That is a big concern. And if you're going to pick up your order, do you put that bag in the trunk, or how do you handle that?
You can put it in the car, really, at any point, but a lot of people put it in the trunk. But
okay, are people being overly sensitive when it comes to this? I mean, in the food service industry, they have gloves, supposedly, and they're, you know, everything's kind of contained there.
Right. So so all year long, I talk about food safety, right? And the importance of wash your hands, right?
Yes.
It's the most important thing. So it's even more important during this time.
Okay, so I ordered, for everybody here at the station, I ordered Insomnia cookies because we love them. And I put this box outside. There you go. So this is our safety box, right? Put the food in here. We knew it was coming this way. We know it's ours. And so I open it up. Now, what do I do?
Well, so you could take it out, and if you were at home, you take it out.
I don't need the gloves or anything?
You don't need the gloves when you take it out now. So when you're at home, you take it out, and you probably then go wash your hands.
Wash hands.
Okay.
Right.
And then you'd open it up and maybe put the cookies on a plate.
Okay.
So since you don't have hand washing, maybe we could use gloves.
I could do the gloves. All right. So
most
hand
likely you're not
sanitizer
going to use gloves at home, but as long as you wash your hands thoroughly,
So you want to just kind of cut that risk, even though the risk is not really great.
Right.
I'm getting that vibe that it's pretty small.
Right, it is. The virus doesn't survive that well. And it's important to remember the virus is not carried by food. Okay, so this is not,
Don't you love me now?
You know, they say that public health, you should deliver cookies because we're working really hard.
Serving it on a plate. I'm just putting the whole darn box on the plate there. But yeah, I think the thing too is if there is delivery, you know, there's that. I think people are just being very sensitive about this right now, and you can't be overly sensitive. I've been telling people you do you and take whatever precautions you need.
Right, and I think when you get the delivery, you open it up and you put it on your plate and whatever food that might be, then go wash your hands, okay? Just like you should be doing every night before dinner, right? Same kind of thing.
And tell everybody to wash your hands
before. Wash your hands before you grab into the cookies.
Thank you so much. Glad you're here with us today. We appreciate it. We'll be right back. Have a cookie?
Welcome back to What's New. Everyday life has certainly become more difficult for all of us. Now imagine trying to move across 3 states during the coronavirus shutdown. That's exactly what the newest member of our 3 News family just did. Her name is Laura Queso, and she joins us now. First of all, Laura, great to see you again, and let me officially welcome you to the Channel 3 family. I'm sorry that it had to be under these circumstances, but welcome to Ohio, Cleveland, and Channel 3. So first off, you've made it here, which is a good thing. When did you arrive, and tell us a little bit about what the move was like.
Well, hello, and thank you for the welcome. I am so excited to be part of this team. It was a little crazy. So this was at the time when kind of the news was, we were really starting to go full-fledged into COVID-19. So the move was different. I mean, we got here, we settled in, but this is my 4th new city, my 4th station. So I've done this before, where I settle in and I go out and I experience everything that the city has to offer. And it just wasn't like that this time. It's been a different kind of move, a move of where I get settled, but I've been watching news nonstop instead of telling the news, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's been interesting. You know, there's so much great stuff to explore, to eat, to see here in Cleveland. And I just haven't been able to.
I'm wondering what kind of challenges the move presented that maybe the past 3 didn't. How was this one different?
I guess the challenge is just kind of anxiety in general. Right. I've been watching a lot of our newscasts, and we talk about that anxiety and how to cope with that and how to deal with that. And I'm no different than anyone else. So that was the biggest challenge. Should they come? Should they not? Should we walk outside? I needed some things for my household. Should we be getting those? Right. And it's kind of like a mental game. What do? You have to listen to authorities, but you want to settle. So that has presented the biggest challenge in my case, Jay. Yeah.
Laura, again, welcome to the Channel 3 family. You'll see Laura beginning tonight is her first assignment, and then Laura will be with us each and every day at 6 o'clock when she joins the What Matters Most team. Laura, welcome again, and thanks for joining us.
Jay, thank you so much.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2 3 4, 5 6 7 8 9 10.
1 2 3 4. Hello, hello, hello. Check 1 2 3 4.
right, everybody, it's time now for our Worth the Watch segment. A woman's post is getting a lot of attention on social media. Allie says her 82-year-old grandma, Kathleen Seelig, is a huge Mets fan and was recently diagnosed with lung cancer. She is devastated that the Mets season is being postponed due to the coronavirus, and she asked if any of the team members would send her grandmother a message. And their first baseman, Pete Alonso, answered the call.
I hope that this coronavirus thing passes very, very soon, and we can get back to playing, and everything is all good in the world when Mets baseball's back. So I appreciate your lifelong support, and always let's go Mets.
Oh, let's go Mets!
That
Isn't that so
priceless.
sweet? Oh, check that out. Now, the team's manager also reached out. Kathleen wears Mets colors every single day.
Wow.
And she even paints her nails blue and orange.
That's what a diehard fan looks
Yep.
like. And Pete Alonso, he's baseball's new home run king.
Right.
And there he is, taking time out of his day.
And she's chatting on the phone with the manager. How
She's
cute
telling
is
everybody
that?
she knows what happened.
Right? I know. Well, here we go. End of another hour. One more day this week. We're still making it through, everybody. Hope you're making it too as well.
We're back tomorrow at 5. We hope you join us then.
What Matters Most with Russ and Monica starts now.
Tonight, new cases, but new hope. Shorter lines today, and a new way to determine if you need it.